expect them to kind of know who they're supposed to be. Because that's just, that's just dumb.
Wait, no, I'm going to interrupt you. I don't like it when people hire models to do their costumes.
Well, if you're doing a professional, like thing.
No, I don't care. I think that normal people are the ones who are doing costumes, and to be like, oh, well, the costume's fine, but that woman is stunning. That pisses me off.
Not that she's seen that recently, but
Jesus, Holly, are you trying to alienate everyone?
She saw the Miranda costume on Kotaku, and it was bad news. But her costume wasn't as good, and she was just never mind. But anyway, people that come in costumes are like, I'm amazing. I don't really care, whatever. Like, I mean, I've seen some really funny things at cons, at masquerades that were worth it when they think that they're amazing. Like this one guy was like Street Fighter or something, and just like this guy in like a vest. He was like, I'm Street Fighter, yeah! And I was like, sure you are.
I mean, like all the L cosplayers, every time you go to a con, they just wear the jeans and the t-shirt, and you're like, I'm L.
Don't even get me started on closet cosplays.
Well, I think like what you see backstage masquerades that really just like ticks you off is there's the people who are just like in it and they're like, I know my costume isn't great, but I tried really hard, and you're like, oh, you're so precious, I want to squeeze you. And then, there are the people who are in the corner doing their own thing and they don't want to socialize with anyone else backstage, and they're like, oh, well, I've made this little thing out of Christmas balls and look at it. Fantastic. Seriously, we're all in this together. We're all a community. You don't need to get an attitude on it.
That's the buzzword for this now, community.
And illegal.
Illegal community.
Oh, no. Oh, that was good.
Can I do my thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I have a story about this, actually, that just happened to me at Comic-Con. And I dressed up as Slayer from Guilty Gear, and I had a great time. Just one of my favorite characters. I love the design. I think he's really cool. And I saw an ABA cosplayer with the giant key, and it was really cool, awesome made. And she was sitting there, and I went up and I said, hey, I really like your key. I think you did a great job, And I thought we could get some pictures together because we're both from Guilty Gear. And I went up and I said, hey, I really like your costume. And she was like, oh, thanks. and I was like, oh, do you play Guilty Gear? She's like, no, I just like the character look. And I was like, really? I mean, I guess if you just like it that much that you just kind of want to dress up as it, that's okay. But it's sort of like, at least sort of like learn about your character a little bit. I mean, if you see a character and you're like, that would make a cool costume, and then subsequently you become interested in the subject matter, that's really cool. I mean, it drew you into the character and the costume and whatever. But if you just sort of dress up as the character, it's like that sort of, it feels kind of hollow. Like the whole meaning is kind of gone from it.
I mean, if your grunt costume was skipping around because the person had no idea what they
were. It was
like.
Exactly.
He
hadn't played Mass Effect before.
No, I got him into it. I was like, you want to wear an awesome costume? I was like, here's the game, play it.
Yeah, and he loved it, and that's totally cool that he got into it after he found out about the character.
Yeah, and we're not actors, we don't act, but at the same, you act, like I'm not, but at the same time,
speak for yourself.
But I still feel like knowing about the character gives you a little bit of in-character for poses and things like that, because that's important, because if you have a great costume and you're just like, like everyone's gonna be like, wow, Shepard's looking really lackluster today. Like, must have been a bad day in the Normandy. So, yeah, that's true. But yeah, so good question. Thank you. How much time do we have?
We're fine on time.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, I'm Andy. This is sort of a dumb question, I guess.
What's your name?
Andy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I didn't hear that.
Sorry.
It's my fault.
I'm awful with names. Sorry. So sort of a dumb question, I guess, but do you get any sort of perks like just Bioware invite you to come over to the office and
No.
Would they? Because that would
They let us skip in line for Dragon Age 2.
Yeah, at the Comic-Con we got to go in as a group, as the crew of the Normandy for Dragon Age 2, and that was really cool. Like, that was nice of them. I mean, I might, and I don't want to like bash on the other software companies. I mean, I'm sure they're very nice, but BioWare was just like so excited to see us that they were just like, do you want to come play Dragon Age 2? And we're like, yeah, okay, come on, let's go in.
We had Grunt playing Dragon Age 2.
With his
and he broke it. And he only broke it.
He pulled up the debug menu on the demo, and so here I am sitting next to this Krogan. I'm dressed as the elusive man, and here I am, like playing the game and like enjoying it, and it's a fun game. And I look over and there's Grunt, and I can just the whole time just it's distracting me first of all, and then I look over and I realize he's only got 3 fingers to hold the controller, and so he's like this, just pushing buttons, and like all of a sudden this debug menu pops up, and people are like flying all over the screen, like he's messing with like coordinate positions, and then the guy who's running the demonstration comes over and he's like, "Whoa, Krogan broke it," and they couldn't fix it, they couldn't get out of the debug menu. And so they just had to reset the console, and I was like, Krogan's ruined everything.
Don't play your Xbox 360 with 3 fingers.
Yeah, with 3 fingers, it's hard. But no, like I said, I mean, they were just super. That was like
awesome.
they've been super awesome. Just
and
like
they want a copy of the Krogan head because
yeah.
I was offering it on my videos, and they were the ones that ended up bidding the highest. So they gave us the most money to get here, and they want a copy of it for their like office. So I'm going to make another one and paint it and everything.
They did actually. We've gotten an invite to their office. I think that they might be surprised if we actually ever do turn up one day. They're
in
like,
costume.
"Oh wow, we were just being polite."
As Canadians are often.
We're like, "Oh well, I guess we'll go the like 2,000 miles back home. Thanks, it's snowing."
Who walks here, by the way?
Yeah.
I mean, was it really expensive to get over here? I noticed that there was the donation drive and everything, which I don't know, it's pretty good.
Well, none of us have really amazing like high. We had dinner with my friend who works at Microsoft last night, and he was like, "Here, I'll pay for this because this is really no money to me." And we were like, so none of us right now really have the like jobs that we can allocate funds. It's between eating well and
Living, being alive.
going here. So
Well, the whole reason, like I'm trying to do this for the costumes is to get better, do better portfolio things, spend all of my resources on it, and instead of going to art school or something, I'm just doing it in my garage.
Yeah. So, I mean, all of us are kind of using this as like walking portfolios for the various kind of art industry things.
It's
that we
just
wanna
way
do.
more fun because you get to interact with people.
Yeah, but money is always an issue, and then when all of a sudden you look at your bank account and you don't have any, you're like, oh well, I guess I have this costume that I can't wear anywhere because I can't afford it.
Wear around your house. Sit around, watch TV.
Okay, so
Oh, and that Miranda costume you mentioned on Kotaku, I think it was totally shot. It was lame.
wait, what?
The Miranda costume that was on Kotaku that you mentioned there, it was all Photoshop.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rochelle. Hello. So you mentioned using fiberglass. I was wondering if you took a class to know how to use it, or if you just found out on your own. How do you work with fiberglass?
Fiberglass is a nightmare. There's no classes. You just have to meet someone that has done it before, and they can help you because I worked with a lot of people at a tiny animatronics factory in San Bernardino that does like some things for Disneyland and stuff like that. And I just got a job there from working in a haunted house and just knowing the people and doing sculpting classes with them. And they taught me pretty much the basics. But as far as fiberglass goes, like this is what I want to post on the website once I get it up, like the Crab Cat site, because there's things like that just you need to know that's just impossible to find at one place on the internet. Impossible.
Exactly. It's not hard to do.
It's not hard.
It's just really awful. It's awful. Like it smells your clothes. You like.
Gary's back there is going, yes.
We live in a
He knows.
garage, and like for 2 months, the clothes still smell like the fiberglass. But like,
Oh yeah, my whole house reeked of resin.
basically,
It's also itchy.
basically, it's really like poisonous paper mache.
That's exactly
it's the same kind of process.
And the stuff that they sell at Home Depot is crap. It doesn't catalyze right. You've got to get the industrial grade brands because the stuff at Home Depot is crappy. And if it gets anywhere near moisture, it's done. It won't work.
So you get it from online then?
No, usually you can get it places like that, but you need to look for like a supplier somewhere around here, like either like an industrial supplier or something, and see if you can get just like a 5-gallon bucket. It'll be expensive, but that's probably your best bet. It'll last. I mean, it's not going to go bad.
You'll get a lot of it.
And you'll get a lot of it. So you just have to go in there and be like, hi, I need need some fiberglass. And they'll just be like, what? But they'll probably agree to it. So try and get, and a lot plastic stores will have it too. Look for like S&W Plastics or something like that. So.
Okay, cool. I'll be
We'll
looking
make
for
a
your
tutorial
video.
on it.
Yeah, I'll be waiting for it.
We're going to do it because it's hard to find.
Thank
so.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Art, and I first want to say thanks to Alex for the love for Guilty Gear.
Oh, absolutely.
So few people even
Let's
know
go
it.
there. You and me. I'll give you my hotel room. We'll put some Guilty Gear.
Oh, I would be totally up for it.
What are you guys going to do?
Thank you for all our hotel rooms, so you can find Guilty Gear with all of us.
Heaven or hell, that's right.
That would be very awesome. Yeah. But I.
Let's go.
Anyway. And now for something completely different.
What was your question? I'm sorry.
My question is, I was wondering, how do you organize your sort of workspace when you're working on a project?
We tried.
The reason I ask is because my girlfriend's a cosplayer, and like we'll be sitting at her apartment talking, and she'll be like, "Oh, I want to make a completely accurate cartoon version of Gabe for the next PAX." And I'm like, "Okay, that sounds alright." And then about a week later, it looks like a foam bomb has exploded in the apartment. And I was wondering, is there a way to sort of keep it from spilling over into everything?
Shop
or do you
back?
have to
No.
shop back?
This is what you guys. Okay, I'm EXO. I have to deal with all of the. No, this is why. This is why. This is what you have to do. So we divided up the garage. Anyway, we divided up the garage, and the biggest thing is every night, no matter how tired you are, you have to clean up after you're done, because you're going to spend more money on new paintbrushes and stuff like that than you are your actual stupid costume. Clean up every night after you're done. And, you know, if you can allocate the space, we like to call it little different departments because we thought it was clever. So if that's what forces you to make space, then do it that way. But clean up. Tell her to clean up after yourself.
I mean, like honestly, I'm super messy except when it comes to comes to like a really involved project. Like my room is absolutely just like crap thrown everywhere. But like, not literally. But like, you know, just honestly, I know it sounds so generic, but just like keep your tools in order. Like get some pegboard and like make the silly like cliche outlines on it to where your tools go.
Yeah, we tried that. My cats peed all over it. So
Well,
just get it done. Just get it done. Do your best, and then just come home and go. Oh.
Don't.
Shit.
I promise you right now, the worst thing you can do for yourself is at the end of the day say, I'm going to clean this up tomorrow. Don't do that because you won't. You will not do it.
Okay.
You will get up the next day and be like, oh, I don't want to do this today. I got the whole day ahead of me. And then you'll come home and be like, I better work. I don't need to clean up. I'm going to work again anyway. Just keep, like, when you're done, just, I know I sound like my father. Just clean up when I'm done. Like, just, when you're done, like, when I made this whole suit of armor out of copper, and I had to cut, like, sorry, tell me that. But anyway, just clean up the scratch
Talk
when
to
you're
him
done.
afterwards. Okay, sorry.
No, just say it.
Thank you. So, okay, so we're going to take this last question, and then let's get all the costumers up here for some pictures. Hudson and Kathy back. Hi.
Hi, sorry I'm last.
No, I'm glad you're last. I'm glad you're
My
last.
name is Cameron.
Hi.
I just want to say before I ask my question that you guys are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Really awesome.
Thank you. You guys are awesome.
Thanks a lot. And I am down for Guilty Gear too.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
And yeah, I know you guys love BioWare a lot, but would you ever expand to like other game companies, maybe even like Dead Space or something?
Oh yeah, we'll do anything that interests us and is an
That's
interesting
basically the crap
silhouette.
out of me.
It just happens to mostly be BioWare. I mean,
Well,
it's just a
We'll do
coincidence.
anything and everything. If you think that there's something interesting that we should do, email us.
Yeah. And then I'll make sure to play the game thoroughly before I ever do it.
She's such a the reason we do BioWare so much is because she's such a BioWare fan.
Whatever. I don't want to hear it.
It's not
I know. I got started. I started it. I'm sorry.
But yeah, no, email us, send us things, because we
Want to expand our horizons.
we're out there, but like we